morning. Today is, sorry, that's a bag of hair bows. Today is August 11th, 2025. Today's my day off, so I'm gonna do some filming for my short videos. Yesterday was busy. Let me tell you what. I worked for like half the day, and then I had to do I take care of 4 lawns, mine and 3 of my neighbors, and it was really hot out, but I decided to do all of them yesterday because I didn't want to spend my day off doing it when I have other projects I have to do. We're in the process of sort of rearranging things, and so my husband used to work from home for like 15 years. He worked from home. I already messed up my nail polish. I put that peelable nail polish base on it because, you know, I don't like it when it gets chipped and then I just peel it off. But I literally just did my nails like 10 minutes ago and they're already peeling up because of that peelable stuff. So that's annoying me. Anyway, so for a long time I was like, well, you don't work from home anymore. This space should go to the kids. You need a whole room. Like, even my makeup room here is actually just a bathroom, and it's like a really tiny bathroom. But anyway, for a long time he wouldn't give up that space, and that's where he went to hide from the family and everything. Well, now that things are different, things are better, he's being more involved, more active with me and the kids. He finally decided to give up that space, and I gave up a chunk of space in the workout room that used to be our special needs son Tilk. He had a hot tub from Make-A-Wish, and so we had a whole room built in our garage for that. But the hot tub died shortly after he passed away, and so I've been turning that into a workout room for me and the boys to work out in. So I gave up half the space in there to make my husband his own office, because he didn't want to have his computer out where in the living room where everybody else's is. Partly because he's still, due to his sensory needs, he does sometimes need to just, you know, have his own space and get away. And I don't want to take everything away from him. I just want him to be, you know, more active and involved in the family. So we've been working on that, and we got some things we need to get done before Robbie gets home, because, you know, when he moved away, we repurposed his space. But now that he's moving back home, we're, you know, making a space for him again. And so after he moved, Taylor kind of took over the space that his stuff had been in, and I'm not going to make her give up that space, so we're creating a new space. Where my treadmill used to be when it was inside is going to be, we're building a desk for him. But it's like all these projects, in order to do one thing, we have to do this other thing first. So we're also changing out our bed. You know, as I've said before, my house is not set up for somebody my size. I'm really short. I'm only 4'11", and my husband is 6'4". Everything in our home is set up for him, not for me. And the bed has been a big contention for me because I have to use a stool to get into my own bed. And that was really, really difficult, especially like when I was pregnant and when I've had like back problems and stuff. So we've been needing to replace our bed anyway because my husband used to be a lot bigger. Before he lost weight, he was a very big man, and we wouldn't go through mattresses like within about a year, and he used to like flip them and make me sleep in his divot, which messed up my back really bad. So eventually it got to where we were just like replacing our mattress like almost every year. Well, he's lost a considerable amount of weight, but we haven't replaced the mattress in like 2 years, 3 years. He's lost a considerable amount of weight, but the divot in the mattress is still bothering him. So we're buying a new bed. And we're getting a smaller bed because we no longer have kids sleeping in our bed. We did the bed sharing thing where we used to have an extra bed built onto the bed so that the kids could sleep there when they were little. But now that our youngest ones are 6, they sleep in their own beds just fine, and so we don't need that extra. So we're getting a new bed, so we're redoing that. And the room that was his office is going to become another bedroom for the kids. Primarily, it's going to be mostly Taylor's room. But she also said she doesn't mind sharing with Naomi and Ellie if they feel like being in her room. But anyway, so we're giving her the big bed. And, because, like, previous to this, the girls and the boys, they all have bunk beds. And we said, well, we can take apart the bunk beds or we can give you the big bed. And she's like, I want the big bed. So she's getting the big bed. And we're getting a queen size bed instead of king size. So we're redoing our bedroom. We're redoing the room that used to be the office. We're redoing the garage. And I've got a bunch of stuff I gotta do with that today instead of like having to worry about mowing lawns, because it was like breaking them up and doing like one every day. But I decided this week to just do them all at once. We're now 12 days from Robbie coming home. That's not purple enough. I'm so excited about that. 12 more days. And then we won't have to deal with the army anymore. That'll all be done. Need a different one. Today and tomorrow he's on his very last assignment where he's going to be up for like 24 hours. He's on like a 24-hour guard thing where he has to, I just got a notification, where he has to like, I'm not exactly sure what he does when he's on guard. Basically they just make him stay awake for 24 hours, and it seems mean if you ask me. But I don't know, what do I know? I'm just glad it'll be over soon. He's got a few more things he's got to do. A few more signatures he's got to collect. Because I guess when you leave the army, you have to get signatures from like every station. Like even the library on the base, he has to get a signature from them. he said it so that everybody knows that he's not there, because the army is like really, really bad about actually knowing where their soldiers are. When he first got to Germany, for some reason he was both marked as arrived and as not left the other base. And it was this whole thing that took like 2 weeks to sort out. And he had him like physically being there wasn't enough. He had to have several of his commanding officers go with him to this office on the base to show that yes, he's actually there. It was so dumb. And at the same time, they also had him marked as arriving a month before he actually did. So there was so much confusion. There was one commander that expected him to already have done his orientation and to be in one place, while he hadn't actually done his orientation yet because he had just got there, and they expected him to be in another place. So he was getting yelled at from like 2 different commands, and he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. And it was just kind of a disaster. But you know, that all got sorted out, and so I guess that's why he has to get like signatures from every single like building on base and a few off base, just to make sure everybody knows that he's leaving. Anyway, as far as like everything else goes, things are going really well. We'll be starting our school year soon. I mentioned before that I homeschool, and so that's a lot of work for me, especially because I'm the one that does all the teaching and everything. I'm gonna have to get a new one of these soon because I'm running out of the blue. I use the blue the most. Man, everything is so different this year versus last. I was thinking about that earlier. I was missing Teal'c. It's been just over a year since he passed away. And like, I feel like he wouldn't even recognize our house now because everything looks so different. Our town is different. It just happens that he passed during the time when our town is doing renovations. Everything from the library to the parks. One of the parks we used to play at was just bulldozed a couple weeks ago. And the other one was remodeled when he was sick. So it's like, everything's different. And that's hard because like I can't even go back to the places and see them the way they were, you know? Everything's different. Oh, I smeared that. And on the other hand, having things so drastically different in some ways makes it a little bit easier to move forward. I don't know. It's really hard for me sometimes. Some days get easier than others, where it's like really having to move forward without one of your kids. It's hard. I miss his smile, his laugh. I miss being able to hug him and take care of him. The rest of the kids are doing well. Things are mostly going pretty well. marriage counseling's going well. I mean, sometimes it brings up stuff we didn't expect to be talking about. Last week we talked about my aversion to anybody being in authority over me. And I said, yeah, actually, I really have a hard time trusting anybody in authority because most people that have had authority over me have abused it, used it to hurt me in some way. So I don't like letting anybody be in control of the decisions I make for myself. I don't like anybody having any sort of power over me. I don't trust people that seek power. And it's just interesting. Like, I've been in therapy for a long time and I knew this about myself, but it's a little bit different when you're in therapy with your spouse and they're finally starting to understand you and understand himself. It's a beautiful thing. It's also, it can be really kind of scary and intimidating. Especially because this is a different therapist than the one I've had for myself for all these years. So it can be quite daunting to tell somebody new some of the like really deep personal stuff, you know? Should I do the ears? God, kitty. Somebody stepped on them and I thought they were broken, but they were just bent. I'm not sure if the ears really go with it or if I should do like a hair bow. I think these are hair bows. Might actually be an outfit. That looks like an outfit that I haven't opened yet. These are my black hair bows. It's dark blue. Dale is always swiping my black clothes. Especially my hair bows. I don't mind. I kind of enjoy sharing clothes with my daughter. I've got a bunch of my wigs and stuff sitting here in a box on the floor. And I've got this backpack full of like hair stuff. But I'm pretty sure she has all my black hair bows. I guess dark blue will work. Could do red, but I don't know if red really matches with my hair right now. Okay, yeah, dark blue will work. It's not gonna stay in my hair long anyway. After I film, I gotta change my clothes because I got work to do. I think that needs to be up higher. There we go. Alright, see you guys soon.